All right. So, we are off again. It's Friday, October 3rd. Good morning, by the way. What a day yesterday was. So I am not on the manager's good side at my work, but you know what? I don't care anymore, honestly. I don't really care anymore. Never really did, honestly. Never really did care to begin with, because, you know what? It is what it is. You work at a job for you, your well-being, your benefits, your comfort. Oh, wait, did I grab my water? I did, okay. Your benefit. You're not there to please others. Fuck. Yeah, I still got that cough. It's, I got meds for it. It's not cough meds. It's some kind of, I gotta look at it. I don't really trust it, low-key. It's supposed to make my throat go numb, and I guess it can cause dizziness, so I need to be careful while driving. So, yeah, it might be kind of a small talk video today. And when I took this, it caused my cough to really kick off heavily, so I'm coughing up like a storm today. This cough did not leave me alone at all week long. But anyway, with that being said, what happened yesterday about the managers? Well, yes, I mentioned yesterday, by the way, I got all the videos uploaded this morning, finally, from September 29th to yesterday, October 2nd, so check those out. But excuse me. They wanted to talk to me yesterday. They came up to me on Wednesday asking about transferring to a different area. You know, the schedule's not a bad schedule for that area. It's just I can't commit to it. You know, and I have my reasons, and I'll explain that. Well, but you're trying to find a job, blah, 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 even if it has different hours, and then you back out on it. Yeah, that is kind of an ass-backwards thing of me to do, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm very, very picky with my work schedule. Like, I'm super picky. I'm very picky. I'm very specific. I'm very specific. Like, I'm gonna be real. I am very, very, very specific. I only want hours that I know I can wake up to in the morning without feeling grouchy. You know what I mean? I don't want to wake up at 4 in the morning. It's already a lot waking up at 5:30 in the morning. I applaud people who do wake up at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, you know. But they wanted me to do a new area, which I said that's fine. But then they said it starts at 6. I was like, hold up a minute. I'm not doing that because I'm not waking up any earlier than I need to. And B, this is the earliest, ideally, that I want because, you know, I was late. I told them straight up, I was late constantly at my last job. Literally. I was like, y'all are going to risk me being late then because I was late constantly. I was 10 minutes late every day. And this was at Amazon. Sure, I didn't get tagged or in trouble, but, you know, they didn't really mind if I came in 10 minutes late, but, like, you know, they didn't really say anything, but, you know, it would have eventually graduated to this is an issue at some point, because everything always does, you know. So, with that being said, you know, it's like, yeah, I'm not doing 6 in the morning because it's already a lot waking up at 5:30. They were like, that's not really an excuse not to do it. I told them that's not my problem. That's not my problem that you find it as an excuse. Because I got to do it for me. I got to work for me. I'm barely comfortable going in as early as I am, honestly. I get sick every morning. I guess it is low-key kind of anxiety, but like I'm used to it now, but like at first, you know, I was used to the 9 to 5, you know, where I can wake up on my own. But then I started getting sick of leaving later. I got sick, which is kind of stupid, you know. It's either you leave later or you go early, you leave early. You gotta pick one, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. But it's just like, you know, it's frustrating, you know, when you gotta juggle with these things. It's just like, I want to leave late, but I want to go home early, and I want to get paid just as well, which is stupid, you know, but it's true. Pay me full time, but I don't want to work as much, clearly, but, you know, that's not how the world works. So, yeah, they wanted me to go start at 6 in the morning, and it's not a bad schedule. Like I said, 6 to 2? 6 to 2. It's not bad at all, honestly. It's just, I can't commit to that. I can't, you know. It's already a lot waking up at 5:30. I'm not going to want to wake up at 4 to leave at, like, 5:25. I'm not going to do that. Or 5:20, you know, 5:15. Yeah, I'm not going to go any earlier than 7 o'clock. 7:30 to be there at 7:30. Because I was already doing 7 to 5:30 at the Amazon, man, and that was a lot every morning too. But after a while, you know, but the reason why it didn't bug me so much for that one was because I had that extra day off, that extra Friday. You know, I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so they left me alone on that. You know what I mean? So that extra day was the reason why I felt a lot better about getting the work over with, and then just, you know, 3-day weekend, you know what I mean? It was really worth it. But for this, man, 5 days a week, only 2 nights of sleep, you know, it's just like, nah, if I work any earlier, I'm gonna want an extra day off. Like I said, I'm very specific with my schedule, and they were irritated with me. She kind of was just like, okay, we're done talking here. You know, I just turned around and walked out. I was just like, okay. You know, I'm not here to work for you to please the managers or the supervisors. I'm here to get paid and go home. I'm not here to be your favorite little employee of the month. I'm not here to kiss your scheduling ass. You know, I'm here to work on my schedule that I meet in the middle with people. You know? You're not going to pay me any better anyway, so, you know. Yeah, they even tried asking Dave, and Dave was like, no. Yeah, Dave went up there after I went up there, and he told them, you know, we're fine where we are, dude. Dave's a real one. Dave will stick up for you if you're on his good side. He'll constantly go up to them, and he'll tell Allie and Miriam how good working with me and Kyle is. You know, Kyle's on my good side. They're all obviously on my good side. Kyle, I know I spoke a little bad about Kyle at first, But that's just because I barely knew him. But Kyle's a good dude at heart. You know, Kyle's actually a really good guy. I get along with him really well. And yeah, you know, it's been really good with Kyle, working with Kyle. You know, even though sometimes the shit he says is whack, you know, the guy means really well, honestly. Yeah, he does really mean well. So, you know, yeah, they'll all buy me food from time to time. Even Jeannie bought me food a couple times, you know, which is why I say I don't really hate Jeannie. You know, I may not speak well of Jeannie, but, you know, she's just not good working with people, you know, but she has had her nice moments. I will say that now. She bought me food a couple times, and, you know, you just got to keep up on your weight. You know what I mean? But it can be hard with 4 people. But she hasn't been back lately. She hasn't been back all week, so I think she's gone, honestly. I think she's looking for a different job already. So, but yeah, you know, Kyle, man. Kyle's bought me food too, and Dave's bought me food a couple of times. He gave me food one time and bought me food another. So, yeah, you know, Dave and Kyle and I, we're good where we are, man. It's not, and like I said, it's not a bad schedule, and I was worth changing to the new area. I asked them what the area was. I don't mind changing to a new area, you know, but once they said it was 6 in the morning, I was like, And I explained to them why I couldn't, and they're like, that's not an excuse. I'm like, that sucks, because that's not a schedule I can commit to, regardless of what my reasoning is, you know, because it's, I work for me in my own comfortability. I need to work as comfortable as possible. I will not work as uncomfortable as possible. I will not work uncomfortably. I am going to want to work comfortably. And that's that, you know? So, yeah. But anyway, Kyle, David, and I, we were all talking about it. Even David was like, oh, dude, they gotta leave us alone, you know. And dude's 73, and he's been a lead. He was a lead there. But yeah, Dave knows, and Dave was doing all that shit. Dave was a manager. Dave was doing a lot. The dude can retire. I don't know why he doesn't, but he doesn't want to retire. So, but with that being said, yeah, so I went home. After that, Kyle and I, we were just talking about a couple of the ladies that work there. I don't think Kyle has any girlfriends. I know Kyle says he's got women all over him and all that stuff, but I don't think he really does, you know. Because, you know, we were talking about a couple of the girls that work there. But, you know, I know when I can't shoot my shot. And when Kyle's like, who do you think I'd win? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not really trying either, you know. It's gorgeous as some of the girls are in the hospital, you know. It's just like, I don't know. But that's the mentality of not dating someone for a long time. So, can you blame me? You know what I mean? So, but for Kyle, I don't really know where he's at on all that. But anyway, we went home and drove home. And yeah, rested, you know, got these meds, got some snacks. Yeah, Tyler, or actually I'll make a part 2, because it's already going to 15 minutes, but yeah. So